Next up, we will move on to the panelists. So we have different panelists here. I hope they are all in the, they're all let in by now, but we have 4 different panelists that will speak on behalf of what they're doing. So that includes Feminist AI, YFYI, Justin at Salesforce, and Technovation. I'm sure that they will give a little brief description of who they are. Maybe each of you guys can introduce yourselves and we can get started from there. So why don't we start off with Hailey from Feminist AI.
Hi, everyone. Just to start off, I am kind of a core team member of Feminist AI. We are a nonprofit that is based in LA, but right now is pretty global. And our mission is really to create, open and intergenerational spaces for BIPOC and LGBTQIA women, non-binary folks to really gather and help build technology together. So our goal is to help to demystify and provide education to help promote accessible AI for all. And a little bit about me, myself. I use pronouns she, her, and I'm based in Vancouver, Canada right now, which is on unceded Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh Indigenous territory. And I've been working with Feminist AI for about 10 months now on lots of different internal and external operations. And I'm super excited to hear from everybody today about the different types of organizations that are here and to just talk to lots of new folks. We're really excited to be here at Teen Tech SF.
Yeah, thank you for being here. And then we can just go down. So if Maria from YFYI could introduce, and then Justin, and then Judy from Technovation.
Hi everybody, my name is Maria Isabel. I am the coordinator of YFYI. YFYI is a youth-led philanthropy program, so we give out like grants to other youth who want to create either like an organization or like let's say like a scholarship, something like that. Anything that revolves around like creating change and advocating for needs in their communities. So that's what the youth get to do. And I'm a part of the organization called Chalk. And our philosophy is that we believe young people can do anything with the appropriate amount of training and support. So youth that are in the program get trained on how to interview and then just kind of like identify the issues that are going on in the communities. And so that we can better direct the money. Thank you.
Thank you for introducing yourself. Justin from Salesforce, could you introduce yourself next?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody. Nice to meet all of you virtually. I am Justin Friend, like your friend, you can't forget it. I am based in San Francisco, California. I am here representing not only myself, but Salesforce, where I've worked for the past 5-ish years in a variety of different roles, starting with technical architect all the way through to product marketing. And I'm currently the chief of staff for the customer success and adoption group. So what that is basically once sales sells the product, our group actually builds it, customizes it and delivers it to the customer, and then also ensures that the customer is adopting the product, making sure they're happy with it and achieving better business value. Not only that, outside of my day-to-day job, I am also the leader of the customer success, racial equality and a SteerCo, as you call, or you might heard the task force that we've actually launched last year, obviously in congruent with world events. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later today, but thanks for having me. Super excited to meet you all.
Awesome, sounds good, thank you. And Judy from Technovation, could we hear an introduction from you?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Judy Almada. I'm the program director at Technovation. Technovation is a global nonprofit where we empower girls and families to use cutting edge technology to solve real world problems in their community. So the technologies that we're focusing on right now as artificial intelligence. So our program will give you the skills that you need not only to code a mobile app, but learn how to use artificial intelligence if that's of your interest, to be able to create a solution that you'll be able to use within your community. So not only is this a coding program and an introduction to artificial intelligence, but you also develop the entrepreneurship skills to lead and run a business. So if you are interested in learning how to pitch your business, your invention that you've created, come to our breakout room to learn a little bit more about how you could be part of Technovation.
Awesome. We have so many amazing panelists here today. All the attendees, please look over the event program so you know which networking breakout you would like to join. I can put the event program in the chat, and yeah, please look over that so you know which breakout you would like to join.
Yeah, just take a second to look at that, and then we will ask the panel some questions, and then we will transition into networking breakout rooms where you'll be able to choose which panelists you'll meet with.
All right, we'll do one question now, I guess. Okay, so the first question for our panelists are, how did you get into STEM, or how do you help others that work in STEM? And what was one moment or opportunity that led you to a career in STEM? We can start with, it doesn't really matter. We can start with Maria.
Hi. So YFYI is not specifically, I'm not in a specific STEM major or field, but we do fund any type of project or community organization or just idea that focuses on STEM. We do want to be inclusive of, for example, like Teen Tech SF, they provide access to folks who don't really normally have access to technology, and who are interested in the STEM field. So they would apply with us, and then that's how they could get money to either continue having like workshops or stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how we're connected with the philanthropy. A lot of the seed funding.
Thank you so much for sharing. Hailey, would you like to speak next?
Yeah, sure. So I guess to start off with just my own personal experience, I went to university actually for media studies and was studying a lot of visual art and like film and that kind of thing. And I had a mandatory computer science class that I had to take, and I was dreading it so much. And afterwards, I actually ended up really enjoying it. And then I ended up minoring in the subject, and that was kind of my introduction to technology, was kind of by accident. So yeah, that was kind of my own personal sort of point of awakening, I suppose. But I was really interested, and what drew me to the work of Feminist AI is spending all this time, in school and talking with my friends about how much technology is impacting all of our everyday lives, but so many of us don't necessarily understand the types of technologies that are actually at play that are helping determine and shape all of the decisions that we're making in the world, and are happening to us. So that was kind of why I wanted to get interested in Feminist AI, especially because they are taking kind of this intersectional feminist lens in order to try and understand the implications of things like artificial intelligence technologies that shape so many of our everyday lives, but are keeping in mind all of these different, really important social factors that are often overlooked. So yeah, that was kind of my starting point.
Sounds really interesting. Thank you. Justin, would you like to share next?
Yeah, nothing too much to add based on what you heard so far. But I mean, my personal story, let's just be real. I actually did not go to school for anything STEM related. I wanted to be a media lawyer, and I wanted to be a publicist in LA. What? That's crazy. So I went to school for journalism. What led me at Salesforce? And you're all like, what? How are you doing this? How are you a technical architect? And how are you getting into that field? First off, it's just by chance, it's about networking. The CFO of my last company actually knew somebody who was working at Salesforce, it was a little bit something that I wanted to do, which was enablement, my enablement, which is basically like teaching folks on how to do their jobs. And I love doing that. And I got my foot in the door that way. But after I did that, I realized that enterprise software and the cloud, what is this cloud? It's so invisible. Like, what is all of that was so fascinating that I actually learned how to all the ins and ends of customizing a CRM platform all the way through from start to finish. And I got my Salesforce certified admin, and then I just didn't stop there. I wanted to continue to build. So technology has always been through with me, and how we give back to those who want to come and work at Salesforce and vice versa. We actually, and I'll talk about that in my session, is we actually do a give back model to a lot of schools and provide technology and licenses before people can graduate, just to see if they would like to continue to work in such product. So that's kind of my story. It's kind of fun.
Thank you for sharing. Really interesting story. Judy, do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, for me, I didn't, as a young person, I wasn't exposed much to STEM opportunities. So that didn't come for me until a little bit later. I am 39 years old. So a lot of you are much younger than me, and you're already getting into technology and science and all these engineering fields, and acquiring the knowledge and the skills, because that's the next best thing. I think for me, the big turning point was coming to Technovation and really learning how to develop that engineering mindset, and really going through iterations and practicing and failing and doing again. And before that, I was working in after school in education, like in actual brick and mortar schools and running after school programs there. But being at Technovation has really helped to reframe my mind of like what is possible, who can do science, who can do technology, how girls can go in, how women could go in, and also there's a big place for women to take up there. So just learning a lot about how we can develop our skills, even though we don't have that background at any point in our life, has really been life-changing for me. So I'm really excited to see all of you young people already here and learning and acquiring the skills, because that's what we're going to need to continue fixing the issues, the global issues that we're already seeing and encountering.
Thank you. I definitely agree. And thank you for all the panelists for such thoughtful responses. I think now we'll go into networking breakouts. Agnes, do you want to take over?
Yeah, thank you for like a brief, introduction of like where you guys come from and what you guys do. Yeah, next up we'll like transition into networking breakouts. So yeah, like first off, I want to introduce Steven, because he's also going to have a networking breakout. He's currently a NASA intern. If you want to do like a little brief introduction about who you are, and then we can transition into networking breakouts.
Yeah, sure. Nice to meet everybody. My name's Stephen No. Right now, I'm currently a NASA intern with Stennis Space Center, and previously I had a NASA internship at Marshall Space Flight Center. I majored in mechanical engineering. I've also always had a passion in STEM going through school, and being able to work for NASA, even only as an intern, I get to work on really cool things and really make a difference for space exploration and just humankind in general. So really excited to meet everybody and be able to speak on NASA's behalf of different opportunities that we have available for you guys.
Can anyone else hear Agnes?
Sorry, I was muted. Thank you. Yeah, we're gonna transition into the breakout room. So you guys feel free to choose which breakout room you guys want to participate in, and each person that will facilitate the breakout room will go more in depth about what they do.